Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. I'm your host, Jeff Crilley, and I'm thrilled to have Frank Bowles in the studio today. He is the CEO and founder of HTK Pads.com. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for having me.
Well, what you have developed is really a game changer for seniors. Why don't you explain to me what it is?
Jeff, over 60,000 people a year lose their lives due to hip fractures. This device is designed to protect them from hip fractures, tailbone fractures, and knees.
We're going to put your website up so they can get a kind of a look at this. It's a beautiful website, and as you scroll down, Matt, just kind of narrate for us, Frank. You identify the problem, right? And then the solution is pads that I've used the expression it almost looked like a hockey pad, but what does it do? It spreads out the impact.
What it does is, I relate it to a high heel, a spike heel. When even a small lady walks around a wood floor, she leaves indentations in that floor. But when she wears flats, that floor will last forever.
Yes.
The same thing with this pad. When someone falls and takes the impact of to the hip bone, it's concentrated and it breaks the hip bone. But when you put the pad on, it dissipates that and spreads that impact all the way around the hip. The bone never gets hit.
I think it's brilliant. And reporter Cash Payne, we sent him out to do a feature story on this. Let's go ahead and roll that tape.
Imagine your loved one, your father, your mother, your aunt, your uncle, that are in perfectly good health, falls. In 1 year, they are taken away from you.
Creator of HTK Pads, Frank Bowles, says 300,000 people per year are in the hospital because of hip fractures, and 20% of them only live for 1 more year.
And hip fractures are a major life-changing event. They're no longer able to get out and about, grocery shopping, to the mall.
He says after years of hearing about bad falls and lawsuits involving hospitals, he decided there's got to be a better way to protect ourselves.
Easy to put on, like so. Put it around the knees.
Not only are they frequent, but they can happen anywhere and can be detrimental to the pocketbook as well.
The hip fracture initially is going to cost roughly $30,000.
But that pricey problem could potentially be bypassed with the help of the HTK pad.
Dissipate and spread that impact. After wearing it for just a few minutes, you really don't even realize you've got it on.
Bowles says the pad can easily be used for the hips, tailbone, and knees.
Once they experience especially a hip fracture, they are afraid to get out and experience life again. It can help get people's lives back. And I was talking to a plumber just last week, and we were talking about this pad. And he made the comment after looking at it and discussing it for a few minutes. He said, if my father had been wearing this, we would probably still have him here with us.
For Real News, I'm Cash Payne.
Wow. I mean, it's so simple now that you look at it. It's one of those things that I think so many people are going to see and say, man, I wish I had thought of that. Yeah. Have you invented a lot of medical devices?
Surprisingly, I've never invented a medical device. But what I have done over the years, I have built a number of different projects with my construction company. But Jeff, I know in my heart, this is the most important project I've ever built.
Wow. And to put an explanation point on that, we recently shot a testimonial video. Let's go ahead and roll that tape.
Nini has had several falls over the years. She's broken her shoulder, clavicle, vertebra. Even though she's pretty mobile, she is a fall risk. So knowing that she's protected from the major breaks is a big comfort for us.
I feel more secure. And if I fall, I don't have fractures, knees and hips.
But she's putting it on every day by herself. And if anything, we've had to restrain her a little bit because she got a little cocky about moving around, because it does make her feel so much safer.
Easier to stand up than before. And then I walk around the house. I have no fear because if I fall, I don't get fractures.
She moves differently and she walks more assuredly, which is the same way her physical therapist had been working on her.
Like doing my lunch, I think it's free. I feel more, I can do it.
This is a good product for anybody that is any type of fall risk for any type of reason. Having this allows people to start being a little bit more active, maintaining their exercise level, and keeps the undertone muscles in there, I think psychologically, them not falling. Just knowing that she's got that extra padding and that extra layer of cushion to protect her is a peace of mind for the family members in addition to the person that wears it. I think it's a huge asset.
And I talked to somebody who owns a nursing home. She saw that video and she said, Frank, that she saw a person who was standing tall and confident rather than hunched over bracing for a fall. Is that important?
It gives people the confidence to do that, because one of the tendency when they are afraid of falling is to hunch down and to hold on. But the more confidence they get, it shows. You can see it in their walk. You can see it in their everyday life. You can see it in their smile.
Yes, yes. Well, I think what you're doing is amazing. You are giving them their life back, in a sense that even if a senior didn't die from breaking their hip, they become isolated, don't they?
They do. They tend to be bedridden. They are afraid to get up and move because they're afraid of injuring themselves the second time. Mm-hmm. And with that, the more exercise they get, the stronger their muscles become and the better their balance becomes.
Wow. I think I told you this when we first met. My grandmother passed away because she fell in her home. And at the time, she was getting very few visitors. It was like maybe Meals on Wheels would come to visit once a week. And they found her, unfortunately. She had fallen. And when you think about, her last moments on the planet, it breaks your heart. I mean, this is what you're preventing, isn't it?
Jeff, surprisingly, the place that you should feel the safest and be the safest is the most dangerous place for falls. That's where 90% of falls occur, inside the home. And it's very important to go through the home and try to make it fall-proof. Get rid of the real thick throw rugs and yes, all of those fall items. But yes, when they have a fall like that, they are isolated. When they go through the fall, most of them are sent from the hospital to nursing homes, assisted living. If they can't afford that, it falls on a family member.
Right.
And it also makes a major difference in that family member's life.
I was surprised to learn the cost, because when I first saw it, I said, oh, certainly this retails for thousands and thousands of dollars. How much does it retail for?
$389.
$389.
Now, on the larger sizes, it's $409.
But that's still very reasonable. And I would think nursing homes and assisted living communities across the country would want to just almost outfit every single one of their residents with this.
Well, when you look at the initial cost of a hip fracture being $30,000, that does not include the care afterwards, and that could be up to 2 years.
Yes. Yes, I think it's incredible. You and I were talking just before the show. There's a song that touches your heart that relates to this. What song is that?
Leon Womack wrote a song, I Hope You Dance. I happen to have met my wife dancing. So many people love dancing. It is part of their social life, a major portion. And in order to keep people dancing, we need to get them to the point where they can move again.
Yes. You're giving residents a chance to dance again. I think it's absolutely beautiful what you're doing. Give us the website one more time.
It's htkpads.com.
That's amazing. Frank, thank you so much for coming on the show. You've been an awesome guest. I hope you'll come back again soon.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it.
And that's it for this edition. We'll see you next time.